Welcome to Paranormal Stories Part 20. I'm going to share with you guys the time I had a visitation from Shiva. This experience took place in 2022. Same chair that I'm sitting in now. Same spot in my garage, except there wasn't a table in front of me when this happened. But this experience took place shortly after I fired my highest guide, and that's a whole nother rabbit hole. I just got home from a walk and I sat down in this chair in my garage and I was just recapping things. This was the tail end of some of the worst years of my life, 2020 to 2022. It was after my divorce, and I just got back from a walk where, I was really focused on how displeased I was with this reality. And I'm sitting in my chair, and the next thing I knew, in front of me by, let's just say, 3 or 4 feet, this blue being appeared, cross-legged, floating about a foot off the ground right in front of me. This being had blue skin, 4 arms, long black hair, with a cobra on his shoulder. And as I was sitting there like, what the fuck is this? His hands started moving so fast that I could not see them anymore. However, I knew that they were moving. And I knew that he was clearing some kind of negative energy from me and performing a healing on me. And the moment I took my eyes off of his hands doing whatever they were doing, my vision went to this cobra. And when I looked into this cobra's eyes, it was like I had all these images of my childhood coming up where I always had some kind of statue cobra in my life. And while this was happening, I received a download that showed me that this individual that was before me was my higher self. Some time goes by and this individual disappeared. And, at the time, I had only heard the name Shiva. I had no clue who this being in front of me was, right? And so I didn't even really think that much. I didn't really think too much of it. I was just like, okay, some blue being with 4 arms and a cobra on his shoulder just showed me that that's my higher self. And I had this calling to start, looking into the Hindu religion and Hindu teachings, I should say. And as I was going through texts and things, I came across this blue being with 4 arms, and, it had the title Lord Shiva underneath it, even though I've been shown by Shiva that he doesn't necessarily prefer Lord Shiva. He's down with Shiva. So I came across this picture and I was like, okay, that's definitely him. So you're saying Shiva's my higher self. And then I start doing more research and I find out that, he's a well-known individual around the whole world, right? Like a lot of Hindus believe in Shiva. In 2014, I was in the process of exiting this reality when Archangel Michael appeared. In 2015, I started this healing journey that began with shamans, energy healers, Reiki healers, using plant medicine. And that's what enabled me to get to a much more healed place. And along the way, I look at certain shamans that I've worked with and I'm like, oh, okay, so they knew who I was before I knew who I was. And I look at some of the comments that I received from shamans, like saying, oh, thank you for coming here. It's a pleasure to, be in your presence kind of thing. And I'm like, the fuck are you guys talking about? Maybe they just say that to everyone, right? And then I had one shaman tell me that my spiritual name was Shambo. And I thought he was just kind of like remixing my last name. So I was like, oh, that's kind of silly. And then, I learned that Shiva has another name called Shambo. Also had an out-of-body experience where Shiva came to me. That's a whole nother experience. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video. If you enjoy these videos, I have a paranormal playlist with 20 videos in it if you'd like to binge watch. Give me a follow, hit that like, leave a comment. We'll see you in the next one.